Welcome to the Cybersecurity Competition Federation show. I'm Dan Manson. I teach computer information systems at Cal Poly Pomona and serve as principal investigator for a National Science Foundation grant to help form an umbrella organization over cybersecurity competitions. The Cybersecurity Competition Federation can support the development of skill at a large scale by bringing cybersecurity competitions under an umbrella organization, which will help players of all ages and skill levels identify a point of entry into a continuum of cybersecurity competition experiences. With a focus on communication and promotion, the CCF maintains the autonomy of competition creators, supports their business models, and does not interfere with their sponsorship or funding sources. This week, we highlight the Collegiate Cybersecurity Championship Cup. The Cybersecurity Championship Cup was created to help encourage participation in cybersecurity competitions wherever they may exist. It is designed to reward participation in multiple competitions, thus encouraging students to obtain as much experience as they can. I sat down recently with Dr. Greg White to discuss the importance of the Cup.
The idea behind the Championship Cup is to award colleges, universities for participation in a variety of different competitions. There are a lot of different competitions. There are a lot of different types of competitions out there. And what we want to do is to encourage students, encourage universities to participate in as many as possible. The more competitions they participate in, the more experience the students get, the better off they're going to be. So the Championship Cup is basically is designed to encourage that, encourage more participation.
A school that wants to start being part of the Cup, what do they need to do?
Compete. Quite simply, you don't have to register for the Cup or anything like that beforehand. At the end of the school year, the academic year, we just ask you to submit a list of the competitions that you participated in, students that participated in those competitions. The students don't have to be the same. You don't have to have the same team competing in each one. They just have to be from the same college or university. So yeah, you just compete in competitions throughout the year, and at the end of the year, you provide us the data on the competitions, how well you did, and information on that, point of contact, that kind of information. The idea is to give the Cup to a college or a university, so that it's not to just a specific small group or a specific individual. That way you can have one team of 12 competing in one competition and a completely different team of 13 over here, or a group of 5 over here in this competition, and they all count towards that university score in the Championship Cup.
What is the criteria for a competition to count in collecting points?
Basically, we worked real hard at the algorithm that we use to determine how many points you get for the various competitions, to make sure that any competition can count at some level. Well, it could be just a simple 2-university competition that you sponsor yourself, or it could be a very large one. It could be something like a DEF CON, where you actually have individuals who are college students, industry, and high school students who are on the same team. We have a way to figure it all out.
And what's the time frame for the current Cup season?
Basically, it's the school year, so we're looking at the end of June.
So we're in one that started in
last summer, and then goes through.
And this is good till June, and then will it ramp up again in July, or wrap some in the beginning of the school year?
No, July, so something like DEF CON can count.
What is the inspiration for the Cup? What is the goal that you have with the Collegiate Cyber Championship Cup?
The goal for the Cup is really similar to what we originally started off with as a goal for the National Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition. That's to raise a level of awareness of cybersecurity in the country, not just among computer scientists or information systems folks. It's the public. We want the public to know about cybersecurity and its importance, and to know what is being done and what can be done, and that we have a generation of individuals who are going to be entering the workforce to help protect those critical infrastructures. So that's one of the largest things, is an awareness thing, but it's also to encourage participation in these, to get more people into cybersecurity.
We are continuing our segment this week called Inside the Game. With me is Jason Pittman. Jason, welcome back.
Thanks, Dan. Hey, everybody.
Jason, the idea of measuring school performance in computer-related competitions over time is not a new concept. On the screen, we have a shot of the North America Fall 2014 season college scores from the Major League Hacking site. Major League Hacking, MLH, is the official student hackathon league. Hackathons are programming competitions that are becoming a staple on college campuses. I believe cybersecurity competitions are just as cool as hackathons, so it's time we have a point system to measure school performance in cybersecurity competitions. What do you think?
You know, I definitely think it is. There's a couple things I really like about the MLH model. First of all, foremost, they seem to have done a really good job of shedding the negative connotations to the term hacking. Hackathons have a lot of momentum. They're popping up everywhere. They have high participation rates. And from what I can tell, they're a lot of fun. The other thing is the scoring is very transparent. How you earn points as an individual and as a school is very clear in the MLH guidelines. It's like a one-page PDF, page and a half. And you're able to track your progress through the competition itself as you progress through the season. And I think that's beautiful. It's a beautiful model.
Yeah, the Collegiate Cybersecurity Cup is a great concept. UCF won last year, but it really needs to be something more visible and something where the points are shown on an ongoing basis. I know Dr. White has talked about the FedEx Cup, the Sprint Cup, as the models for it. And in those types of events, every time there is a competition, you see how the point total changes for those that are competing for the cup. Same thing would be really cool for colleges, that every time a college played in a competition, they could go to the leaderboard, just like Major League Hacking, and see how they moved up on the leaderboard, see how they compare to the other schools.
Yeah, I think it's mandatory. Having to wait to the end of the season or the end of the year to see how you rank relative to your peers just isn't tenable for a real competition. And I know they've put an enormous amount of work into the algorithm to calculate the score, to the point where I think they may come up with something that allows us to fix our electoral college problem. But they need more transparency in how those points are accrued competition by competition.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Dan.
We will be back next week with an interview with Jordan Wines and Rusty Wagner of Vector 35 on how their company is combining security and gaming through Pawn Adventure, the industry's first online, massively multiplayer online game designed specifically to teach security concepts by encouraging players to attempt to find security flaws in the game's code. If you have a competition you would like us to cover in a future show, please contact us at cyberfed.org. I'm Dan Manson. See you next week.